Imagine you're on a small boat, making your way through the open sea. The weather is calm, and the sky is covered with thick clouds. Suddenly a dark shadow appears on the horizon. It looks like an island, but not an ordinary one. As you get closer, terrifying details emerge. Massive gray buildings without windows, crumbling walls, doors left open like the gaping mouth of an ancient beast ready to swallow anyone who dares enter. There's no one here, yet you feel like you're being watched. This isn't a scene from a horror movie. This is Hashima Island, a place that was once bustling with life, overflowing with people, but then, in the blink of an eye, it was abandoned. The island that was once a paradise for workers turned into a nightmare, and the city that never slept shut its doors forever. But how did all of this happen? How did a rocky piece of land in the middle of the sea become one of the most densely populated places in the world, only to end up deserted? Before we dive into this eerie tale, don't forget to support us with a like and subscribe to the channel. Turn on notifications so you don't miss more mysterious and thrilling stories. Now get ready because we're about to take a journey through time to the Island of Death. Long ago, no one paid attention to a small island in the middle of the Japanese Sea. It was just a rocky mass, constantly battered by waves, home only to seabirds and wild grass. There was no reason for humans to step foot there, but fate had something else in store. In the late 19th century, as Japan was racing to catch up with the world's industrial giants, a discovery changed its destiny forever: coal. At the time, coal was the lifeblood of industry and energy, and finding a new source of it was like discovering a gold mine. This is where Mitsubishi came into play. The massive company realized that beneath Hashima Island lay an ocean of coal. So what did they do? They bought the entire island in 1887 and launched one of the biggest transformations in history, turning a lifeless rock into a city full of life. When Mitsubishi decided to exploit the coal mine, they faced a huge challenge. The island was too small, with no space to build a large enough city for the workers. But Japanese engineers had a different way of thinking. If there wasn't enough horizontal space, why not build vertically? The company started constructing massive concrete buildings, towering high, all connected by narrow corridors and endless staircases. In just a few years, the tiny island became a densely packed city, bustling with life, complete with apartments, schools, hospitals, shops, and even movie theaters. But the strangest part? The island was so small compared to its population. Hashima, which measured less than 1 square kilometer, ended up housing over 5,000 people. Every square meter was occupied, every corner was used, and even rooftops became playgrounds for children. Life in Hashima was unlike anywhere else. Workers would begin their day before sunrise, descend into the dark mines beneath the sea, work in terrifying conditions, and return to their cramped apartments, barely large enough for their families. The city looked like a giant ship floating on the sea, earning it its famous nickname, the Battleship Island. But behind this massive success, there was a dark truth. Working in the mines was like living in hell. Imagine being inside a narrow tunnel deep under the ocean, unable to stand upright, breathing in thick coal dust. Every day, workers risked their lives as they dug for coal. Collapses, fires, and gas poisoning were common tragedies. Even worse, during World War II, not all the workers were there by choice. Japan forced thousands of Koreans and Chinese into slave labor in these mines. They were forced to endure inhumane conditions, unable to escape. And if they tried, the sea awaited them, a grave with no return. Hashima was not just a city, it was a floating prison, where you couldn't leave and you couldn't complain. But no matter how long the suffering lasted, nothing lasts forever. By the 1970s, the world had changed. Japan began relying on oil instead of coal, and the mines were no longer profitable. Then came the shocking decision to shut down the Hashima coal mines forever. In an instant, the once thriving island became a ghost town. In 1974, all residents were forced to evacuate in record time. Imagine the scene. Families hurriedly leaving, schools closing overnight, shops emptying their shelves, and buildings abandoned as if frozen in time. And from that moment on, no one lived in Hashima again. A place once full of life had become a haunting relic, left to fight against time alone. For decades, Hashima remained completely abandoned until Japan finally opened it to tourism in 2009. Today, it is one of the most famous abandoned places in the world. But, is it truly abandoned? Some visitors have reported strange occurrences, footsteps echoing through empty corridors, whispers coming from nowhere, shadows moving inside deserted buildings. Could it be that the island is haunted by the spirits of the workers who perished there? No one knows for sure, but one thing is certain: Hashima has not forgotten its past. Hashima Island was once a symbol of ambition, power, and progress, but it became a symbol of abandonment and decay. Now the question is, if you had the chance, would you dare step foot on this island? Do you think its secrets are still hidden within its crumbling walls? Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to support this video with a like, and subscribe to the channel so we can continue exploring the most mysterious abandoned places in the world. See you in the next video. Take care.